It's your boy, super producer slash DJ, New York's finest music maestro. How did I get started in the music industry? Professionally, or just my love for music? Just my love for music. I guess probably my great grandfather. He was a crazy pianist. God bless his soul. He used to play with Thelonious Monk back in the days. His son, my grandfather, and my Uncle Sonny, his other son, they played in they was in a bunch of doo-wop bands back in the 50s. I guess growing up, when I was younger, watching them, watch their piano tapes and them doing their live sessions, I was always there. I saw it, I caught wind of it. You could catch pictures of me as a little boy playing on the piano. So I guess that's where my interest for music came from, just being around my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and my Uncle Sonny. Now fast forward, how did I get into business? I gotta give a big up to my man Corey Brown. He brought me to entertainment, and that was it. The rest was history. You know, I learned every department started off in promotions with Corey, Buck Wild Jackson, my man June Euclid, Levine, Anthony Drakeford over there at entertainment. Then, you know, bouncing around, Lance Rivera, Jacob York. I was a young dude. I was about 16 when I started, and you know, being in the studio with Cam, Charlie Baltimore, Dutch and Spade, always asking questions. What's this? What's that? What's that? What's this? Shout outs to Digger, one of my mentors. That's pretty much how I got into it, and from there it was just over. I took everything that they told me and I just ran with it. My influences, my producers that I looked up to. Oh man. Well, my favorite producer of all time, Teddy Riley. That whole New Jack Swing era, that's what I grew up in, the whole New Jack Swing. I love that. Like when I DJ today, that's what I love to play. But as far as influences, like Teddy Riley, my favorite producer of all time. Dame Grease, another one of my favorite producers, and you know, I end up signing to Vacant Lot, and I was able to work with one of my favorite producers. Shouts to Grease, shouts to Self Service, a lot of influences that musically, Pete Rock, of course Premier, The RZA, Baby Paul, Mr. Walt, Evil D, the whole Beat Miners, P Killer Tracks. I'm a diehard Mobb Deep fan, so of course Havoc. Oh man, did I say the RZA? Ski. Shout out to my man Knox, most definitely. DJ Scratch, Dilla, even Jermaine Dupri, Organized Noise, West Coast, Battle Cat, Dre, Quick, Jelly Roll, off the top. Some of the adversities, I guess now in 2013 versus when I really got in the game in 1998. Back then you used to be able to come with your beat tape, your little cassette, come to an A&R at Def Jam, Violator, whoever. Back then the A&Rs had power to cut you a check. Like, you play a beat CD, they be like, yo, I want that, I want that, I want that. And they cut you a check for it. And you ain't even know where that beat is going. You just knew that you got a check for that beat and you look out for it whenever it comes out down the line. Now, you know, it's real different. You're not getting no upfront money, really. You got to reference the record. You got to see if it's going to make the album. There's a lot of BS. And now, before you really had to invest in your equipment, meaning you had to go buy your MPCs, your MoFats, your ASR 10s, your SP 12s, your Motif, your Trinity, whatever, the hardware you had to invest in. Now It's like it's really no investments because niggas can get a computer, download whatever, and they're producing now. And I personally think that's messing up the game. Also, with all these new producers or whatever you want to call them, beat makers, these $5 beat sites is like really killing the game. That sucks, and I think it makes it hard for a real dude like me that like to get in the studio and vibe with the artists on the one-on-one. Like, we don't have that no more. That's why it's a lot of whackness out there. That's just my personal opinion. That's how I feel. There's a lot more adversities out there, a lot of BS you gotta go through. Niggas be wanting free beats. That's dead, man. Like, they wanna pay for videos, they wanna pay DJs for radio spins, they wanna pay promoters to promote their stuff, but nobody wanna pay for beats. And how I see it is the producer's your first line of defense, because with no beats, what are you rapping over? You know what I mean? You ain't gonna put out no acapella album. Like, Jay-Z put one out, Nas put one out, and that was for promotional use. I keep it funky like this. Producers, I wouldn't say we need the artists, because we have commercials, jingles, score movies, all types of stuff like that, you know. We can even put out instrumental albums. That's always done. You never heard of a rapper or artist putting out an acapella album. I don't think that'll work, you know what I mean? So, respect the producer. So, some of the new projects I'm working on, more so I'm like on an indie thing now. Shouts out to my little bro, my protege, Evan Brown. You know, he just dropped his mixtape, Admiration. Me and my cousin, Nazar the Great, we're actually doing a project together called Family Business. It's like a Pete Rock, CL Smooth, Hot Tech Quality, Elmar Skazu, you know. He's the rapper. I'm doing 100% of the production. I actually have some tracks on there with Evan Brown, but fact of the matter is I'm producing every record. I have some friends that help me with some of the records. And I got Dirty Cash, my 3-man group, Stack Moolah, Ray-Ban, and F. Dot, executive producing their new project called The Big Three. Actually, me and Evan is executive producing that album. So, right now, on the indie, that's what I'm working with. On the majors, you know, just answering calls. Shout out to my man, Chris Young. You know, he gave me a shout out for Lupe, Jamie Foxx, some other stuff. You know, I don't want to talk on that because every time you talk on something, you know, it gets jinxed. You never know. And, you know, I'm still touring, DJing. Shouts to my Coast to Coast family, Little Fats. You know, still DJing. What do I listen to when I'm not working? Okay, so let me break it down like this. I'm going to flip it into DJ mode now. There's songs as a DJ that I play in the club. I might not like it personally, but as a DJ, you give the people what they want. If it's how you play it, the people like it, so you're playing for the people. Me personally, I might not like it. I might just like it in the club. I play it, like it, move the crowd, cool. But if you make it in my iPad or my phone, it means I personally mess with you. So let me look and see what I got. I got New Edition. I'm a New Edition fan. New Edition is in here. That Daz Dillinger Dub C album, West Coast Gangster shit, that's in here. I got a whole bunch of 90s hip-hop classics. I got 2 Chainz's new album just to listen to it, to see what he did, because the first album was pretty cool. Tribe Called Quest. I got Busta Rhymes, that's my favorite artist. DMX, another one of my favorites. Fabulous. Freeway's first album. Love that album. I got French Montana's first album, well, his only album. Helter Skelter, Nocturnal. Big up to my man Rockness Monster. Hit Boys mixtape. What was the name of that? Hit Story. J. Cole's album. Of course, Magna Carta. I got Juicy J album because I'm a 3-6 Mafia fan. I love that ignorant ratchet music. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar's album, I got Section 80. I'm about to call it Sector 80. I had to, Section 80 definitely. And of course, Good Kid, Mad City. That's my joint. I got Missy Elliott's The Real World in here. I listen to that all the time. Of course, you gotta have a Michael Jackson. I'm a Prince fan. I got the whole Purple Rain album in here. Shout out to my man Knots. I got his album in here. God Made. Dirt. You Need This Music. I got that in here. Ryan Leslie, Black Mozart, his Transition album. Less is More, I got that in here. I got T.I., I got Wale album, I got various Snoop Dogg album, bunch of 112, Day 26, Marsha Ambrosius. Listen to the new stuff, I listen to the old stuff. I listen to a lot of the old stuff for production reasons, maybe I get a sample idea, it's like doing homework. You listen to the old music, you listen to the instruments, you listen to the transitions. This is what I do. So when I listen, it's like doing homework, listening to music, enjoying the music, enjoying the live instrumentation. So that's what I listen to. Yo, if I could work with anybody dead or alive, for me to say Michael Jackson, that's just too easy. Who wouldn't want to work with Michael Jackson? But I want to work with Prince. Purple Rain Prince. Or even on the production side, man, just let Prince get on his guitar and make that motherfucker scream. That'll be an ill collaboration right there. I'd like to work with New Edition if they ever put out more music, Yeah, that's probably it. Like rappers, it's always open to get with them, But dead or alive, past, Prince, Michael Jackson, and New Edition. Yeah. Yo, y'all could get at me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Music Mystro. MUSICMYSTRO. Boy, super producer, DJ, Music Mystro, and I want to give a shout out to Lushradioonline and that bright ass light. Music Mystro. Giving a shout out to CEO_Talia. Let me school you to something. This little girl's 10 years old, and she got like 10,000 followers and only follows 79. The hell you doing on Instagram? And shout out to that light.
Hopefully one day I could get a Music Mystro beat, know what I'm saying? Or hopefully Music Mystro could work on finish one of my beats.
Shout out to my nigga Kwanleetv. That's what he be saying to me. What up, my nigga? That's my discography. Some of the artists I produced for. LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige, Cameron, Jim Jones, Joel Santana, The Clips, Chopper from the band, Smith & Wesson, Fat Joe, Sicario, P, Murder Mook, Fred the God, B Major, and a lot more. Product G&B. There's more. It's trying to run it off the top of the head. You get the picture. Shout outs to NYAD. It's a project coming out, New York After Death. The concept of it, everybody's saying New York is dead. Well, if New York is dead, this team of New York rappers that we got, New York artists, I'm not even gonna say rappers, New York artists, we gonna try to bring the New York wave back. Like none of that trapping 808, 100 miles per hour hi-hats, like just straight New York shit. NYAD, presented to you by my man Self-Service, O2, Off. They the brains of it, producers on there. Me, Evan Brown. self-service, locksmith, and my man Freedom. So look out for that NYAD New York After Death. You heard? Yeah.